We're only halfway through, but the 2010s are already shaping up to be an exceptional decade for science fiction. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 science fiction movies from the first half of the 2010s. For this list, we're taking a look at the films that have continued the tradition of great science fiction storytelling in today's brave new world.
I'm here, kill me. Come on.
This is part of a series of videos spanning the decades of sci-fi flicks from the 1950s to the 2000s.
Come on, we gotta get out of here!
Number 10. Looper.
So, we celebrating?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt continues his reign as one of this decade's defining actors with Looper, the slickest and smartest time travel movie in a long time. He plays Joe, a hitman who is confronted by his future self. For the present Joe to survive, the future Joe must die. Director Rian Johnson's sharp screenplay always keeps the audience on edge, as all the plot points cleverly come together.
Now you're gonna tell me who you are and what the you're doing on my farm.
It's a positively brilliant story from a promising up-and-coming filmmaker. Just don't nitpick and deconstruct all the time travel paradoxes. Number 9. Star Trek Into Darkness.
Kirk to Shuttle 1! Locals are out of the kill zone! You're clear! Repeat!
Once again, J.J. Abrams does for Star Trek what Christopher Nolan did for Batman, and what various other directors have done for James Bond in recent years.
Captain, did the indigenous life form see you?
He created a reboot that's true to a franchise's roots and presented in a fresh light.
Your suggestion that I do not care about dying is incorrect. A sentient being's optimal chance at maximizing their utility is a long and prosperous life.
Great.
Not exactly a love song, Spock.
Star Trek Into Darkness is a more than worthy second outing for Abrams, with strong chemistry between the actors, high stakes, and in-jokes.
My name is Carr.
Not to mention that, to date, it's the highest-grossing Star Trek movie of the franchise.
You saved the crew.
Number 8. Pacific Rim.
Only listen to me!
Anybody who spent hours of their childhood making a Megazord fight a Street Shark action figure will feel like a kid again watching Pacific Rim.
Empty the clip! Empty the clip!
The film could have just as easily been called Godzilla vs. Transformers. Fortunately, this movie runs circles around Roland Emmerich's 1998 Godzilla remake and Michael Bay's Transformers saga.
Vic, they're attacking us under orders.
That's impossible.
Is that impossible?
It's impossible.
It might be a man-child's ultimate dream, but if you're looking for an old-school Japanese monster picture with a multi-million-dollar budget, Pacific Rim more than gets the job done.
Let's finish this!
Number 7. The Hunger Games: Catching Fire.
This is the revolution, and you are the Mockingjay.
As excellent as the first Hunger Games was, Catching Fire improves upon virtually everything.
She's become a beacon of hope for the rebellion.
You could even argue it's one of the rare adaptations that improves upon the book.
I hardly know anything about you except that you're stubborn and good with a bow.
That about sums me up.
Jennifer Lawrence proves once again that she was the perfect choice to play Katniss Everdeen, a down-to-earth girl turned overnight celebrity.
For me? What does that mean?
Here, Katniss is pushed to her limits as she prepares for the greatest fight of her life.
Probably my fault.
With 2 films coming after it in the series, Catching Fire was definitely a high point of this cultural phenomenon.
Let the 75th Hunger Games begin. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Number 6. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. While Rise of the Planet of the Apes was an enjoyable sort of prequel/reboot of the 1968 classic, it was merely a dress rehearsal for Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. This sequel continues the story of Caesar, the ape leader played by Andy Serkis, in a stunning performance made possible by motion capture technology.
Apes! do not want war.
At its heart, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes can be considered a Shakespearean tragedy meets science fiction war epic. It's all about humanity and develops everyone as a three-dimensional character, human and ape alike.
I'm sorry, my friend.
Number 5, Edge of Tomorrow.
10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'm killing you.
Although the trailer made it look like Groundhog Day meets Independence Day, Edge of Tomorrow turned out to be so much smarter and more fun than anybody could have predicted.
So,
It's just war.
Adapted from a Japanese novel, this exceedingly well-written film delivered all the action, humor,
so this is all just some theory.
charisma, and originality that make a first-rate summer blockbuster.
When did he die? Where?
On the beach tomorrow.
I'm Bill Cates, you're Dr. Carter. We've had this conversation before. You have 2 fingers behind your back.
Sadly, Edge of Tomorrow wasn't the box office sensation it deserved to be, but it has received loads of critical praise.
I'm trying to save you. We're getting slaughtered. You need to get us off this beach. We have to go. This dropship is about to explode. We have to go now.
Number 4, Her.
really weird.
Spike Jonze's Her isn't just one of the best sci-fi films of recent times, but also a film that's ahead of its own time.
The world is being unfair to us.
Joaquin Phoenix hits just the right note as Theodore, a man who falls in love with an operating system.
I don't know if you believe me, but it doesn't change the way I feel about you. It doesn't take away at all from how madly in love I am with you.
The OS names herself Samantha and is voiced by the wonderfully affectionate Scarlett Johansson.
You feel real to me, Samantha.
Jones' screenplay tackles its subject matter with great intelligence, great humor,
Probably faking it.
and great sincerity.
Does my body feel nice?
Providing a fascinating commentary on the state of artificial emotion, artificial connections, and human connections.
We're in a relationship.
But the heart's not like a box that gets filled up. It expands in size the more you love.
Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hey.
As silly as it might seem, Guardians of the Galaxy manages to be more than just another run-of-the-mill action picture.
Hey, you know what? There's another name you might know me by. Star-Lord.
Who?
Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
It's an effective, funny sci-fi adventure about people, or aliens, we legitimately care about.
I am Groot.
Even if you took out all the space battles, this witty ensemble would be just as interesting if they had a conversation in a room for 2 hours.
I got one plan, and that plan requires a frickin' Quarnix battery, so figure it out!
Plus, having a kick-ass soundtrack doesn't hurt either. In an age of so many gritty science fiction films, Guardians of the Galaxy is the life of the party.
That's a fake laugh.
Number 2, Gravity.
Houston, I have a bad feeling about this mission.
While most of the films on this list lean more towards the fictional side of science fiction, Gravity feels all too authentic.
I'll admit one thing. Can't beat the view.
The film is so visually astounding that you'll be half convinced director Alfonso Cuarón shot on location in outer space.
Kowalski visual of debris at 9 o'clock.
Half of North America just lost their Facebook.
The effective use of sounds, sets, effects, and 3D photography only makes Gravity more horrifying, as an astronaut played by Sandra Bullock is set adrift.
Astronaut is off structure.
From beginning to end, the audience feels all of Bullock's dread, excitement, denial, loss, regret, and hope in her pursuit to survive. Before we bring our top pick in for a landing, here are a few honorable mentions.
What is the source code?
It's quantum mechanics, parabolic calculus. It's very complicated.
You're starting to grow on me.
Thank you, Frank. It's time for your enema.
We've got a rogue signal in grid 37. Are you seeing this?
It wants us to run. That's how it hunts. This is its jungle. Its game.
Number 1. Inception.
This is your first lesson in shared dreaming. Stay calm.
Topping our list is Christopher Nolan's mesmerizing passion project about dream infiltration, Inception. This is a movie that works on every conceivable level.
I'm asking you to take a leap of faith.
As a sci-fi thriller, it earns comparisons to the works of Spielberg and Kubrick.
So what is this idea that you need to plan?
As a mystery, it will both fascinate and frustrate you from beginning to end.
Your world is not real.
In terms of visuals, it's an unforgettable marvel that convinces you every illusion is the real deal. While it looks spectacular, Inception is driven by its complex ideas and plot, proving that smart science fiction still exists in film.
Who are the people?
Projections of my subconscious.
Yours?
Yes. Remember, you are the dreamer. You build this world. I am the subject. My mind populates it.
Do you agree with our list?
It was only logical.
What's your favorite sci-fi movie from the first half of the 2010s? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Don't you want that?